am Lisa and I am a designer for Cocoa Daisy. I have got some pieces from the January kit here and I'm about to create an interactive layout. It's a 12 by 12 layout and I've already planned it in my head and I've prepped the very early stages. Now I am going to be creating a layout with 3 photos here and it's going to have little mini books within the actual layout. Okay, so I'm going to jump straight in. I'm really excited about this project. I've had the bits and pieces coming together, the ideas forming for the last couple of days, and I'm really excited about making it. In my head, it looks great. I've just realized I've got the printables on here. I'm not sure I'm going to be using these. I did actually have something else in mind, but I really like them. I'm going to pop them over to one side. Actually, I might use the speech bubbles. I'm not sure yet, but I know I've got another project in mind which I'm going to be creating in a bit. So I'll pop that over for now. And what basically the reason behind this, I wanted to create a layout, but I wanted a little story to go with 3 individual photos. So I'm going to create these little mini books. I've created or cut down some white paper, just normal printer paper, and these are going to have my journaling on. I absolutely love this paper here from Cocoa Daisy. I love anything with frames, I really do. So the idea being that each book will then have the journaling on. The layout I've got here, 3 photos of the kids. Got one at Universal here. They've been posing here by this dinosaur and Jurassic Park Jeep since they were 5 and 7. So I've got them here at, let's see, Louis would have been 15 and Holly, she was 18 in that photo. She was already 18. And then I've got them in a photo booth. They just go off and do their own thing. I am so lucky. This is what this layout is all about. And here we've got them. They went off for an afternoon on their own in Animal Kingdom. They have always been such great friends. I've been scrapbooking now for 13, 14, getting on for 15 years, and I've always documented how well the kids get on. And when they were around the ages of, say, like 8 and 10, I was thinking, oh, it's not gonna last. Once they're teenagers, we'll start the arguments. But you can see from here, they get on really well. I am so lucky. I don't know what I've done to deserve it, but they really are close friends and they choose to spend their time together. So that's what I'm going to document today. These are from a recent trip, but it's kind of going off a little bit. It's more about their friendship than the actual trip. So I've printed off these photos with large white frames purely because there's going to be quite a lot going on within this layout. So I wanted the white frames just to create an empty space around the photograph so it's not straight onto busy papers and embellishments. Now I think the first thing I need to do, let's think, I'm going to stick the photographs down and I'm also then going to add some stitching to these little books. So I was going to do it, where did I put them? This is what happens, isn't it, when you could have it next to there. That's from another project. Let's move that out the way. Right, I need to have a think about and try and remember where I had these before. So I've done 2 of the little mini books already. You can see there, and I'm just going to show you how I made them. So I've cut down the paper. Each one is exactly the same size, and it's just 2 pieces there. Obviously, you can have as many as you would like. I'm using my paper piercer just to do a few holes there, and this will keep the book together. I've got a piece of thread with a little knot on the end, and I'm just sewing this together. And not only does it hold the book together, it looks really cute too. I do love a little bit of hand sewing on my work. And then it gets stuck in. I'm going to use it for journaling, and I am also going to be adding some embellishments, stickers, that kind of thing. But you could also, it's a great way to add extra photos as well to a project if you wanted to do that. So you could have, for example, 1 photo on your page, and then you could have a larger book than what I've got underneath and add extra pages. And that's it. The little book is done. I'm just going to trim off those ends and add a little bit of tape to the back and pop it in place. There. I like being able to see the stitching like that. And then I've got the book and all the little pages, and the back page is stuck down. So I've got 3 of those. I've decided to use the top right here, so I'm going to use the boxes kind of to decorate the page. I'm going to use the top right one as the title space, and I'm using these large alphas that came in the kit. Now I'm wanting them to be spaced out reasonably central, so I'm going to place them on very gently and then move them to where I want to be. I've got some things next to me from the kit that these are all leftovers now, as I've already worked on quite a few projects. Love these stickers that came in the classified kit, and I'm going to be using the word friendship, so I'm going to call it Their Friendship. The title is in place. I'm now going to use up some of the other bits from the kit and just go round and decorate. So I've moved on a little bit with this project, and I have ended up printing a few extra photos. I went with the photos, the diddy ones in the mini books. So I will just give you a closer up shoot of those. These are just over a centimetre, an inch large. And so there was a photo strip. The kids found a photo booth in Disney when they were on their own, and they found it hilarious. And I've got so many of these where they've just taken stupid photos together. And then I've also done this one. I've got them obviously here by the dinosaur in Islands of Adventure, and I've printed off a couple of photos from previous trips. This one when they were 5 and 7. Couldn't find one for the middle trip, but I have got one here when I think they were 10 and Holly must have been 13 there, something like that. There's 2.5 years between them. So I'm going to pop those in this book, and I've ended up attaching the clouds from the printable on each one. I've taken off the stickers that were on there originally, and I've done that. So I'm going to stick these photos in and then journal inside the books as well. So I've done the little books. I'll show you those in a moment. I'm now going to jazz up this space a little bit. I was going to leave it there, but to be honest, it's nothing to do with my layout. So I've got these die cuts from the kit. I'm going to pop that over the top, and I'm going to be using this from the printable, Favourite Memories, which I am going to be cutting out to use, and that can then lay across the little die cut. That's ready. I've also got this one here which says noted, and I'm going to take that and pop that on there as well. Or can I pop it somewhere? Actually, do you know, I might just do that. I might add it somewhere else. And one last thing before I finish, I've got a grey pencil, and I'm just going to add just an edge to my layout. I just feel it needs something along there just to kind of finish it off. And I also wanted to colour the wooden pieces as well. So I'm using this Tim Holtz Distress Stain, and it's just a little bit of white paint, and it's just taking the edge off that white, or off the wood look I mean. There we go, and I think that's done. I'm really pleased with this. So we've got the little book here, and I've just journaled about Jurassic Park and the fact that I've always loved posing there, and that Jurassic Park, although dinosaurs has always been Louie's thing, Jurassic Park is definitely a family thing. And then I've documented about the photo booths and how they love a photo booth and how silly they get inside, and how we love standing outside and listening to all the giggles. And then this photo was taken when the kids went off on their own for a while, and I've documented how Disney, growing up as a Disney family, I feel like I've really given our kids a gift, and that it's brought us so close together as a family, and now the kids even talk about going off on their own. So that's my layout, a layout with little mini books in the mix. Now I am going to show you something else actually, which I nearly forgot about. You may wonder what's the point in doing a layout like this, an interactive layout, when you're popping your layout into a plastic wallet. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here, because obviously when it's in the album I still want to be able to read what I've written and look at those other photographs. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop it in here. It's in the plastic wallet, and I'm going to place the cutting mat at the back because I don't want to go all the way through. And I'm going to just very carefully cut out the plastic. So I haven't pressed hard enough to go through the paper, but I have gone through the plastic. So this page is complete now. I've left it in the plastic wallet so you can see, so you can still pop it in the album. It's still protected and you can still read these pieces. And to show you on the back, I've already placed another layout inside and there are no cut marks, so you really do need to put that board, that cutting board behind, and that's the finished layout. I really hope that you've enjoyed this. It's slightly different to a traditional 12 by 12, and if you have any questions, please do ask. If you've enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up so I know, and like I said, any questions, please do ask. Thank you. I shall see you very soon. Bye.